page up.
It's on.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Again.
That was awful.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks, guys. I don't know if this is going to be on a separate stream or how it's going to work, but if the bad audio portion is on this stream, I will have to download this stream and then get rid of it and then re-upload it.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. It says the stream is offline.
I'll refresh the page again.
All right.
It says live, too.
It says live. Okay. So that's weird.
Just refresh it.
I'll just refresh it one more time.
Okay.
And then we're going to have to say everything again.
Yep.
Isn't that fun?
Oh, yeah, totally. It's the best.
All right.
Well, let's jump through this real quick. Today, we are going over...
Sorry about the horrible jumbly audio.
Yes.
Sorry about the audio
Welcome to
problems.
Atheist Sunday School. Today we'll be talking about chapter 12 through 14 in the Bible, and we have some announcements to make.
Yes.
In Genesis.
Yes.
King James Version.
King James Version.
All right, so MythCon coming up on Saturday, the 30th. It's going to be an all-day event, and it will be absolutely awesome. We have Armored Skeptic and Shoe on Head. We have Melissa Chen. We have Sargon and Thomas Smith in a discussion, and I cannot wait for that. We have a debate with Azra Nomani and Faisal Saeed Al-Mutar on Islam in the Age of Trump, and that is going to be moderated by Matt Dillahunty. So if you want to meet Matt Dillahunty, come on down.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to hang up on people when they're talking.
Right.
Yeah, like I did.
And
Sorry, Dad.
Also, the Batman and Jesus movie.
Yes, the
Yes.
Batman and Jesus movie. It will be amazing.
And it's being released on the same day, coming out
Yep.
towards the end of the event.
The world premiere will be right after the debate. So make sure you come and see that. You can get separate tickets for just the movie as well. But we're gonna be there the whole time. I'm gonna be helping out with random stuff. Ruben's gonna be at the table.
Yeah, I'll be manning the table. I'll be selling T-shirts. I might be selling CDs. If I am selling CDs, you can feel free to use whatever's in it for whatever you want for free.
Yes, and selling books too.
Yep.
Yeah, I ordered some more copies of my book, so those are going to be there. It's called According to Your Evidence, Unicorns Exist. And Chris, where will you be during the conference?
I'm going to be hanging out in the confessional, the Batman and Jesus movie confessional, as a bat priest. So if you guys want to ask me some random questions, I'm there just to amuse, so I'll use my improv skills to come up with witty answers and comebacks. And I know a lot about Batman, so it should be fun.
He says he knows a lot about that, but he's not funny at all.
I didn't say it would be funny. I said it would be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lawrence, way to put word in my mouth.
Let's see, and then the after party is going to be awesome. You can meet, if you, it is extra for a VIP ticket, and that gets you into the after party, and you get to meet all those people, talk with them, have drinks with them,
and we should be there, so if you want to hang out too.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, if you want to drink with us and like Sargon of Akkad and a whole bunch of other fun people.
And Shoe, that'd be a great drinking
And of
time.
course, our friends David Fitzgerald and
and Richard
Carrier and
Godless Engineer.
Engineer.
And perhaps some of our more pirate-themed fans can lead us in a drinking song.
That would be cool.
That would be fun.
Yes.
I could do that. I already know a bunch of shanties.
That's good.
So
Aye, avast.
Ahoy. All right. So, and at the after party, David Miscavige, David Miscavige is the leader of the Church of Scientology. His father will be there talking about how he left Scientology.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty crazy shit going down.
This is a family-friendly show.
Shut up. No, it's not.
Oh, it can be.
All right.
It could be if we try.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's jump through this. So Ruben has a video coming out on. It's next Saturday, right? Yeah, it's on the same day.
On the same day as MythCon. Yeah.
Yes, same day as MythCon, September 30th. Ruben has a video on Hermes Trismegistus.
Yes, the thrice greatest of all wizards invented the Philosopher's Stone or something. It's gonna be a great video. Put a lot of effort into it. And after that, if you're one of our patrons, I did create an English translation of the Latin text of the Emerald Tablet, which is attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, for the video. And I will be making some patron-only content, which goes a little bit into my thought process on that. So now's a good time to start donating if you want to jump on the bandwagon. Well, it's cool.
And also visit our website, milwaukeeatheist.com, and there you can purchase t-shirts.
Yep.
All right. So fuck this.
Finally,
With
we
all
can
of that out of the way,
we can
let's
finally start talking
we
about
can actually do our show.
Yes.
school, guys.
Yeah. All right. So we are doing Genesis 12, 13, and 14 out of the King James Bible today.
And how many people begat who in these chapters? None, I hope. I hope no one was born or died. All right.
I hope.
Yeah.
I really hope.
I really hope.
All right. So chapter 12, let's go. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. So here Abram is not yet Abraham, as we've said before.
Yep.
And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. So far, God's only blessing to people has been reproduction.
Yes.
Right. And it's interesting that...
So this guy will just reproduce.
Well, he says that he will make of him a great nation. So his descendants are going to create like a great nation, right?
Yeah.
So it
giving him
is.
his blessing.
So his blessing's the same.
Yes, his blessing's the
His
same.
blessing is still copulating and reproduction. Oh, careful there. Yeah. So that's not very nice of him. He's like, you're gonna have way too many kids. Ha ha.
All right. And I will bless them that bless thee.
Oh, jeez.
And curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed.
Well, what does that mean? Is that just another summary of the past three sentences, kind of?
Well,
he does include curses in there.
Mm.
So how's that phrase again? Everyone that curses you will be cursed, or something like that?
those that curse you will be cursed. I will curse him that curseth thee.
Okay.
So he has.
He has God on his side. Basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, he's got God on his side.
This is the most bro I've seen God so far. I mean, he's been real cryptic and pseudo-helpful in some instances, but he does a lot more bad till he seems like a bro here. He's like, if anybody F's with you, they're cursed.
Yeah.
That's
And
a lot to say for
people are
God.
nice
God
to
has
you-
not gone that far
Well,
before.
it's like the golden rule, right? So you do unto others as you would
have
want
them.
done unto you. And that's specifically what's being advocated. Bless those that bless you, curse you those that curse you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So just treat people exactly the same as they treat you is the underlying message, I assume. So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered.
Is this the first mention of Lot, or
Yes.
was he brought
He
up?
was brought up
once in the begats.
In the begats,
Oh,
he was
okay.
brought
Yeah.
up. Yeah. And the souls that they had gotten in Haran, and they went forth to go into the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came. So what do they mean here, Lawrence? All their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran.
In Haran?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Haran is the place that they were living.
Mhm.
Right. All their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten. Interesting.
So are these slaves, concubines? I do know that there are servants. I mean, later on in the Bible, Abram's firstborn child is with Sarai's servant. So is that what they're referring to?
I'm not sure, because the thing is, I think if they were talking about servants and slaves, stuff like that, they do have separate words for those, but they specifically said souls.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
Again.
Now maybe this is just a translation issue. I can't read Hebrew, so I have no idea.
Right.
But it seems like
a bad use.
They might just be talking about regular people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like souls they had gathered, the people they had gathered.
So Abram has followers.
Or maybe if it's the souls they had gathered, could they have killed people?
That's a bit, I don't know.
Well, so
when they
God's
say,
speaking
like
to
right
Abram,
here, Abram took his wife, his brother's
son, not his brother.
Sure, his brother's son, and
all their stuff.
And their stuff, and other people. Yeah. It just sounds like they got other people.
Okay. So are these people who belong to Abram, or are these people who he's already converted to his new religion?
Well, I think they say souls for some reason. They might mean that they are blessed by God too, or that they're capable of being blessed by God. That's a big jump.
Well, God blesses those who bless Abram, so maybe these are people who blessed Abram.
Yeah, these are, okay, that could make a lot more sense.
All right.
Let's continue.
And Abram passed through the land unto the place of Sichem, unto the plain of Moreh. And the Canaanite was then in the land.
Okay. So he got to his place and then he was there.
Yeah.
That's basically what it's
more of these wonderful synopsises.
Or maybe in his land.
But there are also Canaanites there already.
Yes.
They did mention the other offspring lived in these deserts, and now they're talking about them again, I think. Maybe they brought up.
Right, they did talk about Canaan before, the land of Canaan.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that.
They gave a very brief description of those.
Yeah. They just pretty much said who moved where.
Right.
But now it looks like Abram and his crew of merry religious types.
Abram and his crew.
Yeah.
His apostles.
His apostles have gotten to the land of Canaan, and that he was
people there.
And
there was then he was
but now
there.
he's there as well now.
Yeah.
All right. And the Lord appeared unto Abram and said, Unto thy seed will I give this land. And there builded he an altar unto the Lord, who appeared unto him. So,
an altar.
Well, this is the first time that God directly appears to someone.
You're right.
Like, he speaks to them, and his spirit walks in the Garden of Eden, but he appears to Abram.
So I'm going to mention this while this is super relevant. Although these seem to fit together, this feels very different from everything we've read until now.
Yeah,
this has a very different tone.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we're getting into the actual stories, right? Like,
yeah, the more like, it's not just like Adam and Eve fucking ate this thing and then they were cast out, and then a bunch of years later
there was a flood.
Yeah, there was a flood.
It rained a lot.
And begats.
And a lot of begats.
Yeah, so,
years. So,
some people got murdered.
Yeah,
and
some
cursed.
people got murdered.
Yeah.
And cursed.
So no, all I'm saying, though, is that right now...
They're actually talking about God in a different light.
Yeah. He's a person now.
Not a person, but he's more personified.
I mean, literally, he's never gotten this in depth with a single person or shown up until now.
Right.
So this is very different.
So this could be, it's one of two explanations. Either, yes, it's just that the story is progressing and now the author needs more character development. Or the other option is just that it's another author.
And that's what I'm wondering.
Now, we also know that it says he appeared unto Abram. So this could be like a religious vision that Abram is receiving. But we know that at the time in the Mediterranean area, the burning of frankincense and myrrh was common in ritual practices.
Yeah.
And that when properly fumigated, that could actually cause hallucinations, like very vivid hallucinations.
And there were lots of trees in that area too that they pretty much used for the same thing.
Right, and he builds an altar, basically, and obviously when you build an altar, you make your burnings and sacrifices and everything. So he's obviously breathing in these fumes from whatever he's burning, and he sees God. Right. So is that
Behold the face of God.
Wow, he's everywhere. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was like.
Yes.
Thank you for that. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Whoa, man.
It's my improv.
My kids are gonna be great, man.
Future?
Yeah. And he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west, and Hion on the east.
So what are Bethel and Hion? Other places? They're cities?
Yes, that's what
Yeah.
it looks like.
And he's on one side of the mountain.
So
You
This
know-
is another little, like,
these are
map
Canaanite
or-
cities.
I really want maps for reference for this.
I mean, they do exist.
They do exist.
Yes.
That would be nice. Maybe at some point we could talk about maps of the Bible. That's an interesting idea. I'll add that to the list with Lilith and that other thing.
So he goes into the mountains between these two cities.
Yep.
And there he builded an altar unto the Lord, and called upon the name of the Lord. And Abram journeyed, going on still toward the south. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down to Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land.
So he was...
So, yeah, so
How did he know that?
Here, well, you can kind of tell. Like, if you walk into a land and
It looks like it's dead.
like if it's
Barren
like
and
everything's
dry.
barren,
Yeah.
And everyone's starving and diseased looking.
All right.
they're like, okay,
all right.
so there's obviously I can't stay here.
Yeah.
This is just gonna make it worse. And then the place he goes to after that is Egypt.
Yeah, which didn't exist up until this point when it's mentioned. They literally, I think, do not
No, they haven't
mention
talked about
said.
Egypt.
They have
Egypt
not said anything.
a single time. So Egypt, as far as we know, is completely outside the lineage of Adam, because we presumably have covered.
Yeah, we went into how the lineages, like where they went, and none of those places were Egypt.
Yeah. So where does Egypt come from?
It's down the. It's I don't know, dude.
It's a bunch of gibberish.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you like that good stutter spree? I thought it was
Yeah,
pretty
it
good.
was good. It was good.
Excellent.
And it came to pass when he was come near to enter into Egypt that he told unto Sarai his wife, Behold now, I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, but will save thee alive. Say, I pray thee, thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for thy sake, and my
man.
soul shall live because of thee.
Can we slow down there?
So-
Because that sounded like a lot of bad stuff.
So
He's paranoid about it. Somebody killing
Sarai
his wife.
is his half-sister. So it's not a lie.
Oh my.
All right. And
This
he's
is
basically
incestual.
saying that if
Yes,
he
of
goes
course,
in,
this is incestual.
This is-
Did you not read the creation story? There were 8 people left after the flood. Of course, it's incestual.
I don't even
Yeah.
wanna. Let's move on.
yeah, but he says that if he goes into Egypt, they're gonna kill him if they think that he's her husband, right? So these Egyptians are some screwed up people.
But
huh?
they're saying like because she's good looking, they'll kill me and take you. Is that it? Am I getting that right? I kind of.
Yeah.
That's how I felt that was said.
Yeah, but
We are
If-
a bunch of jerks then.
Of
Yeah.
course, there are a bunch
Yeah.
of jerks.
Boy, these Egyptians get a bad rep. No backstory, and then they're just immediately introduced as jerks.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works in the Gospel of John.
What kind of finger pointing is that? It's like, we know there are things outside of this. We've explained some people left, and oh yeah, and there's Egypt, and everyone there's a jerk.
And
What?
it's some good foreshadowing
It
too,
is.
because Exodus is all about
It's
Egypt.
all about how
Yeah.
bad it is there.
Yeah.
so.
And the thing is, they do a similar thing in the Gospel of John with the Jews. Because the thing is, John's Jesus is really anti-Semitic. The way John talks about the Jews, he talks about the Jews 71 times.
Why?
While the other Gospels talk about the Jews like 5 or 6 times max.
Huh.
And he always portrays them as like these lying, conniving thieves.
So we're introduced to their extreme bias of Egyptians here.
Yes.
Yes. And it came to pass that when Abram was come unto Egypt, the Egyptians beheld the woman, that she was very fair. The princes also of Pharaoh saw her, and commended her before Pharaoh. And the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. So, not only is Egypt around,
And in famine.
They have a pharaoh.
they have a Pharaoh.
Yes.
Jesus.
So the
Jesus,
pharaocracy
where did this Pharaoh
is
come from?
well set up by
Yeah,
now.
yeah. They have an entire hierarchy already, and they have temples and fucking. They got some real shit going down in Egypt.
And as we know about Egyptian religion and the Egyptian pharaoh process, they literally believed in the divinity of their
Yes,
pharaoh kings.
Absolutely, they were gods
Emperors.
while they were pharaohs, and they were gods when they died, and they were still technically rulers of the land when they died.
Yeah, and so
Necrocracy.
we have a completely different religious system present within the Egyptians, which is already present at this point.
They
Yeah,
aren't going to bring it up, though. I'm sure they're not going to talk about, like, and ISIS said, Yahweh, you're fake, and they got in a fisticuffs. I don't know.
They're not
No,
gonna
they're
do-
not going to do that.
Well, that would be great.
Yeah, it would be great. But it's interesting, where does this religious tradition come from? I mean, as far as we know, all of these people's entire family tree would know, like, at this point, that this God is real.
Yeah, because it's only been how many years since the flood?
Well, it's been a few hundred, right? Hasn't it?
Like 400, I think.
Something like that,
It
yeah.
was like 400 years since the flood. And
With all the begats.
We've got-
We don't have the timeline
Yeah.
for that here. Sorry.
But it's not been that long. It's not been like
No.
thousands and thousands of years.
No, these guys deviated from God immediately, apparently, and went, he's God, that guy's God, let's pray to him and
Now,
build shit for him.
could it be that I'm trying to remember, when Noah cursed his son, and Canaan shall be his servant, right? So these Canaanites here are obviously already within the land, but they haven't, I guess, reaped the curse of Noah in its entirety yet. Could it be that the Egyptians are descendants of the Canaanites? And that they purposely go against God?
Here, where are they going here?
Maybe.
The land of Canaan.
Yeah, they go into
They go
Canaan.
into Canaan, and then they
And
go
then
a little
there's a
bit
famine.
further.
Yeah.
He goes in Canaan, there's a famine,
Mm-hmm.
and then he goes to Egypt.
So my
Where
guess
they're
is,
like, hey, your wife's hot. Not your wife, your sister's
Yeah.
hot.
hey,
And
your
they brought her
sister's
to the
hot.
Pharaoh.
Let's go show the Pharaoh how hot your sister is.
Yeah.
I guess that's the synopsis there.
And he entreated Abram well for her sake. So the Pharaoh's treating Abram well. And he had sheep and oxen, and he asses, and men servants, and maid servants, and she asses, and camels.
Does it really say all that? Yes, it
He's
does.
reading it.
No, I mean there's a fold in the book here. I couldn't see the.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's just weird phrasing for all of that.
No, I agree.
Yeah, the audio and the upload from 30 minutes ago is messed up. We're just gonna get rid of that. Consider this the.
This is
This
the
is the
real
official
stream.
The official
We
stream.
should have checked 10 seconds before for.
Yeah.
Is it the
We
right?
really should have.
I'm gonna write the settings down. We're never gonna have this problem again.
Yeah.
We're still probably gonna have the problem. We should really check before every stream.
Yes, we should really do it for every stream.
All right. So he gets all these things.
Wait, hold on. Question to the audience: is that the video that's like 6 minutes long or something? Were we on there for 6 minutes? Because I kind of see one here that's already a full video, and yeah, audio's messed up. Absolutely. Okay, I'm just gonna delete this right now. So you guys
All right.
keep going.
All right. And the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife.
Ah, man, that was really fast. God was pissed that the Pharaoh thought that Abraham's sister was hot.
Yeah.
This guy he's got a lot of.
All right.
What's wrong with God? He's like starting to be a bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really weird.
Yeah, it's like,
He's
hey,
your best
that
bro."
guy's messing with your girl. I got this, bro. Okay. And Pharaoh.
The old video is deleted, by the way.
Yeah, don't worry.
Got rid of that.
Goody
so-
goody.
All right, don't worry about the old video anymore. It's gone forever.
Yes, it is.
And we can not remember it.
This
Ever
is sounding
again.
like that fake Doors ad from Rick and Morty.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. Don't give it a second thought. Go buy some fake Doors. Yeah.
Fake doors! Woo! And Pharaoh called Abram and said, "What is this that thou hast done unto me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife? Why saidst thou, she is my sister? So I might have taken her to me to wife. Now therefore, behold thy wife, take her and go thy way."
This is pain.
And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away and his wife and all that they had. So he's basically just like, you know, you could have just told me that she's your wife. I'm kind of pissed. Get out of my
It's
house.
like, now I can't marry her. Get the fuck
well,
out of here.
he's also got cursed, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got plagued.
He got plagued for doing this. So he's like, man, I broke like a sacred bond here and your God got really pissed. This could have saved us all a lot of trouble had you just
If you just told me.
tell me the truth, man.
Yeah.
So now get out of my
Presumably-
house. Yeah.
Yeah, presumably he doesn't kill him because he doesn't want to deal with whatever's going to come after that.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, he's already plagued. That's a problem.
yeah.
Maybe he got the and you know what? In like geological sense, the neighboring place is having a famine. Probably he's gonna have a famine too. So whatever plagues they're making up.
Well, it was a lot less likely. in
Well, it
Egypt.
says he plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues, which I assume it means that his family got diseased, like super diseased.
And the thing is,
There's a lot of plagues.
we're not getting. This is interesting because we're not getting into the plagues yet.
No, he hasn't.
That's in Exodus.
Right. He
You're
just
right.
says plagues. Generic.
Huh.
It could be anything.
I'll put a dog ear on that, and
So
I'll
we've
keep that in
got
mind.
we've got Lilith. We've got Nimrod. I remember that
yeah,
now.
Nimrod. That's right, Nimrod.
And what else are we supposed to look into?
no.
here?
This is something I will.
Where is Egypt? And then what's the other one you
Okay,
wanted
we
to
know
We
where
know where
Egypt
Egypt is.
Dumbass.
Where is it? It could be anywhere.
It's in Africa.
It is in Africa.
Wow, they got me.
Yeah.
No.
Moving on.
All right. Now we're at chapter 13. All right, let's go. And Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, into the south. And Abram was very rich in cattle,
How did
and
that
silver,
happen?
and in gold.
Where did this come from?
Well, he got all this stuff
From
from
the
Pharaoh, and then Pharaoh's just like,
Get the fuck out.
get out.
Doesn't
yeah.
ask for it back.
Wow,
Yeah.
that guy's not very smart.
No. And he went on his journeys from the south even to Bethel.
I'm sorry, did they just say, and they robbed Pharaoh?
No.
No. See,
No, he gave him the stuff.
he gave it to him, but then Abram didn't give it back when.
That sounds like robbery.
It sounds like
Remember that one time somebody loaned you something and you didn't get it back?
Well, it wasn't a loan.
Oh,
it
you're
was a
right. It was a
gift.
gift. I guess he couldn't he couldn't ungift it, I suppose.
that would be rude.
And he was just like,
And
can't
besides
ungift it.
do
I'm
you
taking
really
your shit.
want to ungift something from someone whose God has plagued your house?
No, not
I
really.
mean, maybe if it's like a shitty Bed Bath & Beyond gift.
Yeah, their God's not very loving.
No.
God consistently does things that are like hate-filled.
Well, I guess he really loves Abram.
Yeah, he is.
This
a big
is the
fan
first
of it.
guy he liked since Adam.
Yeah, he's like,
No,
hey,
like
this
seriously.
guy's
Noah
dope,
was like
man.
kind of dicked over even.
Yeah, he didn't even like necessarily like Adam and Eve. He was
No.
just kind of like, yeah, you can stay here, I guess, for a little. Just don't fuck anything up. And then they fuck things up.
This guy's,
Yeah.
this guy's getting plagues cast for him and free stuff.
And he's
Free
rich.
stuff.
He's doing great.
He's doing great.
Yeah. And he went on his journeys from the south even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Hai, unto the place of the altar which he had made there at the first. And there Abram called on the name of the Lord. And Lot also, which went with Abram, had flocks and herds and tents.
So they all got good stuff.
Yeah. And the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together. For their substance was great, so that they could not dwell together.
That's a while. Well, hold on.
They have too much stuff. And not enough space for it, I guess.
It's like Oregon Trail, but with too much stuff on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's like Oregon Trail in the sense that they actually had an inventory tracker and a weight management system. And
Yeah, it was God.
It was just like, too much stuff in your inventory.
Too much.
Yeah. So they're like Skyrim right now.
Yeah. And there is also like the concept that too much money will necessarily
corrupt you.
corrupt people. Yeah. And there was a strife between the herdmen of Abram's cattle and the herdmen of Lot's cattle.
Uh-oh.
And
Trouble
the
in paradise.
Canaanite and the Perizzite dwelled then in the land. And Abram said unto Lot, Let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between my herdmen and thy herdmen, for we be brethren. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the left hand, then I will go to the right. Or if thou depart to the right hand, then I will go to the left.
So they're just deciding on splitting the land because they had their qualms. Their
Yeah, it's like
what's the word? for-
Timmy's flock broke the fence, and some of the flock ran over to Jimmy's fence. And Jimmy is mad now because he lost some sheep, and Timmy's upset because he doesn't know which sheep are Jimmy's.
Yeah.
What is the
Also,
thing?
I should have picked better names.
Yeah, Timmy and Jimmy.
Yeah, they weren't that good.
Good job, Chris.
Yeah, Egypt's popping up out of nowhere makes absolutely no sense.
It's like, and then Egypt.
Oh, well,
Shut up. You don't have a mind to think about this. Just go with it.
right. And the thing is, none of this would make sense unless you already knew the entire story.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, none of this would make sense unless you were presumably in the area or knew of the area and knew where these places are in relation to each other.
Yeah, so it'd be a pretty shitty word of God because you'd expect the word of God to be digestible by everybody.
No. Super cryptic.
Well, I guess it is a shit God, so.
Yeah, no, he's all right, but the translators are bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn King James.
I don't think he actually wrote this.
No, you didn't.
No.
It was written for him.
Yes.
I mean, it may make sense if he wrote it now. I get it. This is why it's so bad. It was written by a king.
Alright. And Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. even as the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest into Zoar. Zoar.
I'm pointing at our background, jackasses.
Yeah.
That's him. That's Abram showing Lot the land.
You know, I'm looking at the mirror because we have all mirrors back here. I know you guys don't know that, but we can see ourselves in a lot of ways. And from all the other perspectives, it just looks like he's wagging his finger in the air, and I'm very confused.
Yeah. So he goes to Jordan, right?
Yeah.
And he mentions Sodom and Gomorrah and says,
Yeah, he says
that
before
this
the
is
destruction.
before the destruction of
So-
Sodom and Gomorrah. So the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah must be a well-known and established thing within
By the
whatever
time
culture
that there
this
was
is being introduced to.
Yeah. So what I'm guessing is the person who wrote Sodom and Gomorrah also wrote this part, or wrote this part after the Sodom and Gomorrah story was written.
Yeah, because at this point they're gone?
Well,
No, because they're referencing
no, they
something
just
that's
say
coming later.
yeah, they say this is before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah.
So
And they're-
either this is one person creating a whole narrative, or this is you had a bunch of stories and it skipped throughout this part, and then somebody inserted this part.
All right.
Jerks.
Then Lot chose him all the plains of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves the one from the other. Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent towards Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked, and sinners before the Lord exceedingly.
That's a lot.
Yeah, they're exceedingly sinning.
So
They're just the worst.
So it's not...
God's terrible at getting rid of sin.
Yeah.
He's
really
really
bad
bad,
at
at it. Yeah. Anyways.
He doesn't actually do anything to get rid of it. He just kills the people who do it.
And then assumes that, yeah, problem solved.
But the weird
Yeah.
thing is now that
Have the
Christians-
knowledge of evil.
Hold on. The weird thing is now that Christians nowadays are all like, love the sinner, hate the sin, but obviously God doesn't even love the fucking sinner.
No.
He
No,
just says, "Fuck 'em."
obviously he doesn't love the sinner because his immediate reaction to sin is like either
Kill
like
them.
killing them immediately
cursing them.
cursing them
Yeah.
or plaguing their entire family.
Yeah, that's a dick move, God.
Yeah.
Gotta back off a bit.
Come on, God.
Yeah, well, the Chinese weren't really trading much with the Middle East at this point. The Silk Road, I don't think, had been established.
It had.
I mean, the
It
Silk
had, it
Road
just sucked.
had only really been established by around 100 AD.
Well, there's remnants of different roads between India and the Middle East and China and the Middle East that predate the idea of the Silk Road because India was like, China's already really secretive. We probably shouldn't let them directly trade with China.
Yeah, but what I mean is that the Silk Road is the point at which trade really, really started getting going between all of these different cultures across Eurasia and the Middle East, right? And it makes sense that these people probably have never even heard of China.
Yeah.
Well, let's continue.
Okay. The Sodomites are exceedingly sinning.
Exceedingly.
Yeah. And the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, lift up now thine eyes, and look from the place where thou art northward, and southward, and eastward,
I guess
and westward.
Yep, westward.
So he wants him to go to the center of the earth.
No, he says,
Oh, wait.
for all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever.
Wow, he's just like, you can do whatever you
have
want.
this.
This is
Whatever
Mufasa.
You can have whatever you like.
I mean, this is literally Mufasa. It's like, Simba, look out.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
What's that land over there?
It's yours.
We don't go there.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's Sodom. Yeah.
In Milwaukee terms, it's West Dallas. That's the part that they don't go.
Yeah, the sun
River
doesn't
West.
shine. I like River West sometimes.
I'm fine with River West.
Sometimes.
It's got
It's
good.
Dallas.
Dallas is
Well,
dirty.
it is
Dirty
called
Stellace.
Dirty Stellace, yeah. All right. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. So
Well, hold on.
we're literally going to... So the people who come from Abram are going to be so plentiful that for each grain of dust on the planet, there will be at least one of them.
Oh.
Have you considered that there's more dust than that possible? And at some point,
this seems
you would
legit.
run out of people space
Yeah.
because you had too much dust. This is dumb.
I think this is
I
legit.
get that this is like...
This is a
Come
legit
on, this
way
has
of
got to
looking
be
at
an
the world.
analogy. This has got to be like, hey, you have a whole ton
It-
of kids.
it
Like,
can't be
so
a
much is dust, you know, because dust is
Literal.
everywhere. We live around
It
dust.
can't be literal.
It can't be
But
literal.
it does call back to human beings coming from
Dust. Yeah.
dust. Yeah. Arise, walk through the land in the length of it, and in the breadth of it, for I will give it unto thee.
Oh, God. Why are you so creepy?
It is a very like emperor moment. Like,
Definitely.
arise, Lord Vader. Right?
Jeez.
Uh,
So when they're getting Star Wars and they're getting The Lion King, man, they got everything in this book.
wow, it's almost like all of these stories are just being told over
In a
and
different
over
way
again in
by
different
someone
ways.
else.
Yeah.
I wonder how that happened. Anyways.
And then Abram removed his tent and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and builded there an altar unto the Lord.
He
Another
built
one?
another altar.
So he's made 3 altars so far.
Gee, this guy's real productive.
I,
So
is
far,
literally-
they pitch tents and have altars.
That everywhere. It's fucking everywhere.
I'm
dude.
imagining
As far
it,
as the eyes can see, altars and pitch tents.
so I'm imagining it in my head kind of like a civilization where you start off and like you put your one civilization there, your city.
Oh, you mean
so
like
he's building
Age of
an
Empires.
altar.
Age of Empires, yeah.
Oh, so
Or Civ, yeah.
but you like set up your one altar and then you go off and you do stuff with another altar, but that gets boring. So you come back to the first altar and then you go somewhere else and you build another altar. Well, now you've got a whole civilization going, dude.
That's right. I think this is, in some ways, showing how he traveled through the land and spread the faith. Not because he put so many altars everywhere, you know?
And
they were
also
like,
because people who cursed him were cursed
yes,
and who
exactly.
blessed him were blessed.
Pretty much, he was a beacon of his God in that sense. Like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna do whatever I think my God says He wants me to say I do, and He's gonna go with it. And if you don't go with it, He's gonna curse you.
He's all like, come at me, see what happens.
Yeah.
I got the power of God on my side, bitch.
Stupid clerics. They're OP. Nerf clerics.
All right. Now, chapter 14.
We did it.
And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar, Ched or Laomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations. Who are these people?
I have
King
no
of
fucking idea.
nations.
I have no idea. who these
Holy
people
cow, that sounds impressive.
So these are like the old school conquerors, right? These
Where
must-
did these
maybe-
guys
I don't
come
know.
from?
So these are kings, though.
are. Yeah.
And if there are
But
any
King
his-
of Nations, that sounds
like an emperor.
right. So these guys are actually like the first few of them. They're actually kings of a certain place. But then there's a King of Nations.
The Emperor.
It might be the Emperor, or it might be like King of. Don't like the tribes of Israel sometimes go by like the nations of Israel or something like that? No, they don't. Okay, but I remember something about like nations of, and then like a certain tribe or a certain religious group, something like that.
Like the Nation of Islam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Nation of Islam. So maybe it's just some king of a religion who fucking knows.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm both confused by
Presumab-
the statements here on our chat, and I'm confused by this. So I don't know, man. This King of Nations is sounds like OP. It's too
Well,
overpowered.
it sounds OP, yeah.
Sounds overpowered.
Well, I think it's really just to give you a historical reference as to what time this is.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, none of these are real people.
Yeah.
So
I've never heard of any of these historically.
I mean, they might be, but I have no clue.
Well, okay, so there's these 1,
Three.
2, 3, 4 kings.
4 kings. The 4 kings.
Yeah.
No, that's another weird lore thing that exists.
I wonder which one's the suicide king.
Well, themes of 4 for evil is also really common.
Themes of 3 are fucking found everywhere in the Bible. But because they're such low numbers,
particularly for royalty.
Oh, okay.
And they make the analogy to the 4 horsemen of death as royalty as well at some points.
The number 4 is used to represent elemental forces, right? Because you've got your earth, air, fire, water, which is the entire foundation of a lot of the Greek medicine, even. They based it off of the earth, air, fire, water system. And you got, obviously, the 4 horsemen. So it's really supposed to be like fundamental elemental forces. With these 4 guys, it just looks like they're a bunch of dudes.
Well, one of them's
and one of them
the
is,
dude of dudes.
So this title, King of Nations, might be something like an Alexander type.
Yeah.
Right? Where he doesn't actually rule over everything, but
He
he's
just
trying to.
conquers everything.
Yeah.
You know what?
He just kind of runs through it.
I'm doing something on Gilgamesh definitely at some point, and I've heard of him being used directly in the Bible. Like he has different names for what he did that they took and interpreted and put into the Bible.
Yeah, so like
Gilgamesh is old,
like the Epic of Gilgamesh, there's a flood story in that one with Ziusudra.
Exactly.
And they pretty much took every single piece of the flood story.
So I'd like to at some point do a comparison, particularly for like these kings of nations and stuff. When they mention powerful people, even pharaohs and stuff, it could just be him.
I got some books for you on that.
All right, we'll talk about that more later.
All right.
5 things tabled so far. I wish the audience could keep track of this for us.
All right. Okay, so we've got these 4 kings. That these made war with Bera, king of Sodom, and with Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, and Shemabar, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, which is Zoar. So is Zoar, is this Zoroastrianists?
Possibly. Yeah, because Zoroastrianism was a big thing back then. In fact, a lot of this started as Zoroastrian myths, and there's a lot of stuff on the Mythicist Milwaukee page about Zoroaster and Zoroastrianism.
Or Zarathustra, if you're Friedrich Nietzsche.
Let's see what else. Robert Price does good work on that as well, about Zoroastrianism.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely suggest looking into that.
Okay.
But it could very well be that, or at least make a reference to it.
All these were joined together in the Vale of Siddim, which is the Salt Sea. I'm assuming this is the Dead Sea.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm also assuming that.
So they gathered all of their armies together, right?
Yep.
12 years they served Chedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. And in the 14th year came Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him and smote the Rephaim in Ashtaroth Karnaim, and the Zuzim in Ham, and the Emim in Shavet Kirathamim.
Damn.
I'm having a hard time with these names, as well as our friend here on Download South 4. It's great. Keep it up. We enjoy your random
Yeah.
what would we call that? Non sequiturs or sequiturs? They're kind of sequiturs. They're just brain farts, as you say. Pretty good.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
So this king of Elam, right? He's the one that they're serving at the time, the Sodomites and Gomorrans. And they rebel. So then
There's a war.
he and the other 4 kings come and kill all of these people, and it keeps going.
I have an idea.
And the Horites in their Mount Seir unto El Paran, which is by the wilderness, right? So all of these different people. It just says that these kings come in and wipe them all out, right? So that's nuts. Nobody responds. I mean, so Lot is presumably here at this time, right? Because Lot
He's in the area at least.
is in the area.
Poor Lot.
It looks like we do get an update from Lot.
Yeah.
Right? So
Definitely.
yeah. But I would think that the first thing, if I were writing it, that I would do is like figure out what Lot's doing, because then you actually get reference instead of telling people about all these kings that we don't have any knowledge of, and we could actually get a reference as to what time frame it is in reference to previous chapters.
The only thing we really know that's going on here is that there's this war going on between rivaling areas.
I think they keep going.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And they returned and came to En-Mishpat, which is Kadesh.
Kadesh. Interesting. I made a video about the Battle of Kadesh.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was, let's see, hold on. That was, actually that would have been a little bit before this. A little bit after 1300 BC, around like 1265 BC, there was this battle between the Hittites and the Egyptians. And the thing is, the Egyptians were all like, yeah, we won the battle, but then the Hittite texts are all like, we won the battle, but the Hittites ended up with all the land. So I think that I'm pretty sure that Pharaoh Ramses II was just making propaganda, because Egypt is very well known for just spreading a bunch of bullshit, making them seem like the big tough guys.
We won!
Yeah.
Don't tell them we lost.
Yeah,
Alright.
pretty much.
So En-Mishpat is Kadesh.
Yeah.
So they go there and smote all the country of the Amalekites and also the Amorites that dwelt in Hazazon Tamar.
Yarg. So they burnt the land.
They killed everyone.
They raised it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there went out the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zeborim, and the king of Bela, whose name is Zoar, and they joined battle with them in the vale of Siddim, with Chedorlaomer, the king of Elam, and with Tidal, king of nations, and Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Elasar, 4 kings with 5. And the vale of Siddim was full of slime pits. And the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled and fell there, and they that remained fled to the mountain.
So it seems like in Sodom and Gomorrah, it was really terrible place. A lot of
Slime pits.
yes, and extensive sinning.
Yeah, well, I don't
and
know
then-
how else you get
then the
slime pits.
kings-
Hey, how do we get slime pits? Well, maybe
Extensive
we,
sinning.
excessive sinning, I believe, isn't that?
Excessive sin.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's literally
Exceedingly.
exceedingly. Yeah, okay. So that's literally like italicized. They make a big deal about it.
So exceedingly sinning will get you your slime pits.
That's
If
right.
you've been wondering.
And it says that the
Tutorial
kings,
for slime pits below. No.
it says that the kings left the area, and who else does it say left the area?
Well, I assume what it means is that the kings go with their armies and they go into war. And obviously, there are still normal people in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right, no, but it seems that they were driven out of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, they're driven out of Sodom and Gomorrah, and they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their victuals and went their way.
So wait, the King of Nations retreated?
No, all these other kings,
All the
like
the Gomorrans.
the Gomorrans and Sodomites, right? They get their asses handed to them by these superior armies, and then their city gets razed.
Yes. Make sure you guys share this stream
Yeah.
with all your friends.
Yeah, more viewers is always great. All right, so. And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. And there came one that escaped, and told Abram the Hebrew. For he dwelt in the plain of Mamre the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Aner, and these were confederate with Abram. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants, born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan.
Guy's got a lot of servants to just go get him!
Yeah, he's just like, all right.
I can just imagine this hill of servants with broomsticks chasing this guy.
Oh, he says that he arms them. So
Yeah.
he's like, every single person capable of holding a weapon is going to go there, and we're going to kill them all.
Jeez.
All right. And he divided himself against them, he and his servants, by night, and smote them, and pursued them into Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. So basically, he invents flanking maneuvers in order to overcome these armies.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if he invents it, but he uses them.
But at this point, Abram is the greatest military strategist in the world.
Yeah.
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 Well, we don't know that because they didn't even bother telling us about Egypt before.
Or China.
Or China.
China's not coming up in this book.
No. Fuck China.
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 Yeah.
I enjoy Chinese mythology.
Chickadee China. Chinese
Shut
chicken.
up. Shut up, Ruben.
Yeah, we say
I
that
hate
too many
you.
times.
No, Ruben says that too many times.
I said it like 14 times yesterday, but you weren't here for that.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Chris says that way too many times.
So Ruben says it later when like Lawrence. Yes, it's
Yeah.
all part of my master plan.
Yep.
Sure.
All right.
Damn it, I've been had.
And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot, and his goods, and the woman also, and the people. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him after his return from the slaughter of Chedorlaomer, and the kings which were with him, at the valley of Shavet, which is the king's dale. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him, and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. So Melchizedek is the first priest
Yeah.
of God. Okay. Why don't we hear more about him?
I think we do.
Does he fall in a slime pit?
But he's
No,
not like
I'm-
a major character.
I'm pretty sure we do hear more about Melchizedek. Either that, or I've just been in way too many debates, and I've heard the name too many times. That is also a possibility.
I don't recall anything about it.
I've heard the name more than a few times.
Just
I don't
sounds-
think I would have if.
Just
it only
sounds like
pops up once.
Malchazar from League of Legends.
And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram, the Most High of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth.
No idea what's up with the slime pits. Sorry, man.
We can't help you there.
Yeah. And blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thine enemies into thy hand. And he gave him tithes of all. And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, Give me the persons and take the goods to thyself. So basically all these dudes are like, thanks. You should have all this shit, right? And it's cool. So these don't seem like super bad people, right?
They gave tithes,
Yeah.
whatever that may be.
Well, it's money and goods, right?
I think so.
But he said unto Abram, Give me the persons and take the goods for yourself.
Yeah, so he said that he'd rescued the people and the women and everything. So he's probably got a lot of villagers who are captives. And the king of Sodom is basically saying, just give me my people and you can have all the stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay. And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up mine hand unto the Lord, the Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take from a thread even to a shoe latchet, and that I would not take anything that is thine, lest thou should say, I have made Abram rich.
A quick question. Didn't he accept the gifts before?
Yeah.
Now what's up?
Well, he's accepted the gifts from the Pharaoh,
Yeah.
but now that he's gone to save these people, he's essentially said, saving you is payment enough. Right?
Well, I don't get it.
Well, he doesn't want a material reward for it. He was doing it to save Lot. And
I mean, I get that part. I understand that the virtuous part exists, but that's now uncharacteristic of him, as he didn't do that last time.
well, he didn't
He
do
wasn't
anything.
saving anybody.
He wasn't saving anybody
Well,
last
It was
time.
just that the Pharaoh
He was
got
just
butthurt.
accepting
Okay.
gifts last time.
There's a disconnect for me there, in the sense that any rejection of material wealth is just rejection of material wealth, not how you got it.
Well, there.
I mean, it wasn't morally questionable either of those things.
Well, I think
Well,
the
I think
intent
there's a
matters.
big difference between sheep, oxen, asses, and some servants and camels, and all of the material
and
goods
Abram-
of these
And
cities.
Abram was very rich in cattle and
And
silver and gold.
Yeah.
see?
So do you think he needed more?
No, he didn't need any more.
Oh, okay.
He had everything
Okay, so
he
is that what
needed.
he's saying? Is that I got enough stuff?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he's saying.
Well, then I don't
No,
get
he
it.
said that he said that he swore to God that he wouldn't take any payment for doing it. What's so difficult
I guess
about
it's a
that?
separate instance. but
It's no different
But
than
it's
a
in-
detective
It is.
saying, I won't take payment for solving this case. I'm doing it for the sake of doing it. There's no difference. We see it on TV all the time.
Yes, but I know a lot throughout the book really emphasizes on the humility of not being rich. Thou shouldn't say that I have made Abram rich, and here it says Abram was rich, very rich.
God didn't do it.
God didn't do either of these things.
No, he doesn't. So he doesn't want the king of Sodom to have the satisfaction of thinking that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is spiteful in
I
some
guess.
ways. Well, then he's a jerk.
Well, the king of Sodom.
I won't take that payment.
Well,
I don't need your pity.
let's look at the facts here. The king of Sodom really fucked up his entire
did.
society.
He did.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
So
So he's not
was,
taking payment from corrupting the corrupt.
Excessive.
All right.
Exceeding.
Exceedingly sinning.
sinful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
We're on the next page. We're on the
And-
last. We're almost done here, guys.
Save only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me, Anar, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them take their portion. So he says, I don't want any payment,
But these guys do.
but my men should have their payment. So there is something. He's redistributing the wealth. He's like, I've got enough, so you guys who followed me in should have more.
Yeah, and I think that we're starting to get a good character profile for Abram.
Hmm. Yeah,
I don't. I think he's inconsistent.
no, I think he's
I think that was
consistent.
perfectly fine.
I think he's a jerk. And because
I think
I didn't understand something well enough, now I hate him forever.
I think you're a contrarian.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but that basically covers the Abraham and Lot story for now.
Yes,
Now, Lot does show up again.
and
A lot.
Not
I
really.
hate
Or a
He
little.
said a lot.
I know.
Okay.
I was just not validating the fact that he said it.
Okay. Whoops.
Good job.
You fell.
You
Whatever.
failed.
All right, guys. I think we should sum up. Don't forget to check out everything we've got, social media links, more information about the Myth Information Conference on their website, and the Batman and Jesus movie on their website as well. We'll be there. We'll have a table. That'll be next week. Not sure if we'll have another Atheist Sunday School next week. We'll try.
We will try.
We will try, but
We'll try.
as you know, it's going to go pretty late, and we got to get people. We're helping with the event as well, so we got to pay attention to that. That'll take most of our priority.
Make sure you check us out on Patreon. Lots of juicy rewards.
Yep, lots of juicy rewards, and that Hermes Trismegistus video will be coming out next week, and it'll be great, and you guys will love it.
And after that, we've got a special coming in October. I forgot to mention where I'm going to take a trip to Fermilab and see what I can get out of that. Some good information there, hopefully.
Yeah, some good footage and some good information.
Yeah,
Talk to some
a free
scientists.
tour, so that'll be great.
Yeah, you're going to talk to some scientists, right?
I don't think so. We'll be talking to the janitorial staff, the secretaries, the information kiosk people. All the really important staff that run the facility, because nobody gets there. Are you kidding me? Yes, I'm talking to the scientists. I mean, maybe I'll say hi to the janitor. I don't know.
Hello, janitor.
They're people. I'm not angry at them. Anyways, so thanks again for joining us, and I think we're going to cut it off in just a second.
Yeah, I think we're out of stuff, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, may the force be with you.
Have a good night.
Thanks for joining us.